can be intentional about your character, you can have money and a career.
You are the hero in your story.
Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studio, this is the Dave Ramsey Show, where America hangs out to have a conversation about your life and your money. I'm Chris Hogan, and with me today is best-selling author and the host of The Table with Anthony O'Neill, Mr. Anthony O'Neill, and we are very excited to jump on the phone with you and talk about the things that are on your mind. Now, if you've got a question about money, you've got a question about dealing with teens and how to go to college debt-free, dealing with student loans, AO can help you. If you want to talk about money and building wealth and retirement, I'm here for you as well. So don't hesitate. Pick up the phone. The phone number is 888-825-5225. Again, that's 888-825-5225. And you can find us online as well at Ramsey Show. Don't be scared to pick up the phone. AO, I'm ready to roll. Are you?
Yeah, let's go, man.
Have you had enough caffeine?
No, not yet, but I'll get some.
Okay. All right. Well, I need you to wake up and pep up because we have to do this thing today.
Hey, man.
You good?
Hey, this is what I do,
okay. All right. Well, I know you got your show, The Table. So tell the people what this online series, The Table, what's it all about?
Man, it's simple, Hogan. You know what I'm saying? We're having a real relevant and relatable conversation around money, around mental health, around building relationships, and really breaking down what it means to start the process of building true wealth. Because there's a huge difference between looking like you have money and actually having money.
Big difference.
And so we're just really breaking that down for that millennial audience. And so it's been great, man. You know, we have a new podcast launching, so I'm excited, man. I really am.
Well, hey, to help me out, what's the age of a millennial?
Well, you know, it's not you.
Okay, you didn't have, what's the age of a millennial, though, for real?
A millennial age is my bracket, you know, so we're right in like the 25 to about like 37, 38.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I told you it's not you.
Well, that's not the point. I just figured 37, 38 is too old to be a millennial.
That's a high end. You know, they call us the upper end of millennials.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, check him out. You can find it on all the places. As Anthony said, it's now available as a podcast. You can subscribe to it wherever you listen to podcasts. And you can also find Anthony at Anthony O'Neill on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to the phones because this is what we do. And first up, we got Julie. Julie is joining us from Colorado. Julie, how can we help you?
I am so excited to talk to you guys, but I think my husband's going to be more jealous. I get to talk to you and not him. So.
Well, that's okay. You can play this for him, and he can listen to it.
That's right. Thank you for taking my call, both of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we've done Dave-ish for about 10 years. Yep. And we have paid off some debt. And then about a month ago, we had our we're done moment. And so now we're gazelle intent. But we're just tired because we've been doing it a little bit for so many years.
Right.
And I think my question is, did we screw us over, you know, for wasting so many years?
Okay, well, first and foremost, how old are you?
40.
Both of you are 40.
My husband's a little younger. He's 37.
Okay, all right. And but before we go forward, what was the I've had it moment? What happened?
The I've had it moment was money issues with family members. Real short, my parents said they would pay for my college, and I graduated 20 years ago. And then a month ago, my dad said, I'm done with this loan. I want you guys to take it over. And we didn't know the amount. We didn't know any information. My parents haven't talked to me about it for a good 12 years. And so it just kind of threw us through a loop.
I bet. How much, Julie, how much was it?
I don't know the original loan amount. I know that now it's $42,000.
My goodness.
And what's a struggle is it's actually I have limited information about the loan. It's not in my name or my husband's name. But it's also a combined loan from my mom's schooling as well.
Okay.
So I actually don't know. I had my own personal loan that we have paid off
Right.
for my college, but this is consolidated, 2 loans together.
What'd your husband say to this?
Well, I said, you can talk to my dad about this. And so he called my dad because it was too emotional for me. And he said he was not going to take out a loan to take over the loan, but we would take on the full payments or as much of the payment as we can.
Okay.
I think for us, morally, there's nothing written. You know, there's no agreement with my parents.
Yeah. Well,
But morally, we feel like we have to pay it.
Well, I mean, here's the deal. You know, first and foremost, your parents, you should have had that conversation, because what you've kind of done now is pitted your dad against your husband. Okay. And so any kind of follow-up, information, any kind of follow-up discussion needs to either be the both of you or needs to come from you. Okay. So you don't need to make your husband the bad guy here.
And I agree with you. That was the initial conversation.
I can imagine you being emotional. I mean, you getting hit with a $42,000 bill that you didn't know exists is a terrible surprise. And you know, so how are you all, where are you all on the baby steps prior to this knowledge?
Well, we were doing the Dave-ish. We were
I understand. So as you were ishing, what baby step were you on?
2.
Okay. What other debt do you all have?
We have 1 car payment, and it's about $16,000.
You got a 16. How much is the payment?
It's $380 a month.
Okay. And what's your all's household income?
$55,000 a year.
Okay. And how much is your mortgage payment?
We're renters.
You're renting. How much is your rent?
With utilities, it's about $1,300 a month.
And how many kids do you all have? Do you have any?
1.
How old?
4.
Okay. How are you and your husband doing together with this news? How's your relationship?
We're good. We're good. It was emotional a month ago, and now I'm looking for a job, and I'm securing daycare, and we just want to kill it. We just want to plow through the loan and move on.
Well, this is tough. And the reason I'm asking these questions is because you and your husband are going to have to make a decision about what you can do. But you need to have a conversation with your parents as well. I would get loan verification on this situation so you can understand exactly how much of this debt you're obligated for. If this is a combined situation and it's got other loans and things piled in it, I'm not just assuming the whole thing because your dad's tired of paying it. Welcome to the real world here, buddy. We got to figure out how much it is you actually owe and what you're responsible for. So I would go to the company, get debt verification so you can know what you're dealing with, and you and your husband start to get serious on the front end of this. Because what you don't want to do is to allow this loan to get in the way of the relationship of you and your parents, right? This was a bad decision made on the front end to sign up for this thing. So here we are. What do we got to do? I say it's game on. Verify the loan, get the facts, you and your husband buckle down and make this thing happen. And that's the bottom line. We'll be back and we'll talk more about this after the break. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
You know, healthcare has gotten to be ridiculous. It puts people, on the brink. And so it would have put us on the brink had we not had CHM. CHM saved our life, saved our financial lives.
Christian Healthcare Ministries, or CHM, is not health insurance, but it is a budget-friendly option and the original health cost-sharing ministry for Christians. Learn more today and check us out at chministries.org. That's chministries.org.
Welcome back to the Dave Ramsey Show. I'm Chris Hogan, and co-hosting along with me is Anthony O'Neill. And before we went to break, we were talking to Julie, and Julie's family had run into a tough situation. Her father and mother had taken out a student loan for her and had consolidated it with some other loans. And then all of a sudden they contact Julie and her husband to tell them that they're no longer going to pay for it. And so here they are with a student loan situation that, Anthony, could really impact this family.
Yeah, and as I was listening throughout the call and listening to your questions and listening to her answers, one of the key things that I'm coming back to is communication. You see, one of the things that I teach is the breeding ground for understanding in the ending is communication in the beginning. And it sounds like the parents didn't communicate this clearly with her. And so now there's confusion. And I think with her, she needs to go back and have a clear sit down with her mom and with her dad and say, hey, you know what? Hey, I need understanding of what happened, what transpired, because it's not a possibility. This will impact my family. And I need to know exactly why are you coming at me with this at the last minute, and how can we have an understanding with each other moving forward? Do I need to give you $10,000? I don't think she's obligated to the full $40,000, but she did get an education, and I do believe she should chip in if she can. But if she can't, then the obligation is not on her. It's not on her. It's on her father.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I told her, to do a loan verification.
Yes.
This is going back to the loan company, finding out the exact amount of the loan, what it was, so she can understand what her portion of it is.
Yeah.
I like the fact that her and her husband are on the same page. I do. And, Julie, you were asking, is it too late? No. You said you had done ish, baby steps ish. And here's the thing about ish. That's really boiling down to you're not really working it. You're kind of doing your own version of it. And what I tell people is don't do ish, do it. That means walk this process because it'll change your financial life. There's no doubt about it. And so being on the same page together with your spouse, if you're married or if you're single or newly single, having a plan for you is really important. But we have to make the decision and stick to it and walk through it. I agree, Anthony. They do need to communicate. She does need to verify, and her and her husband need to figure out what it is they can afford to do and how to go about it. But this is another example, and you know this all too well, of how debt, especially student loan debt, can wreak havoc.
Yes.
And I tell people all the time, we've got young people walking into a financial aid office, signing documents they don't understand for payments they can't afford.
Right.
And so, this system is broken. And it's got to be fixed. And, well, that's why you wrote the book, Debt-Free Degree.
Absolutely. That's why I became a #1 bestseller, because there's a lot of people out there who needed the clear path on how to do this.
Yeah. So, all right, Julie, thank you so much for the call. All right, we're going to go back to the phones because that's what we do here. So if you're out there and you've got a question, do me a favor, pick up the phone. Give us a call, 888-825-5225. Again, that's 888-825-5225. We'd love to be able to hear from you, and you can find us on the social media at Ramsey Show. All right, we got Rob on the line. Rob, talk to us, buddy. What's on your mind?
Hi, gentlemen. Hope you're having a blessed day. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir. How can we help you today?
So, actually, similar to the previous caller, was kind of ish for a couple months. I just really kind of recently started following your process. My buddy JP really pushed me to get onto your program. Was doing ish. Now fully in. Stopped my 401k contribution, sold off all my retail investments, paid off student loans, paid off the car. So my wife and I are officially out of debt.
Fantastic. How much debt did you pay off, Rob?
Well, I was fortunate in the market. Didn't follow your guys' process because I wasn't listening, but we ended up paying off about $30,000 in about 3 months.
Fantastic. Okay, keep going, buddy.
So my question actually has to do with a cash flow question on we just got hit with some medical and some tax bills based upon just some things that happened. We had liquidated our savings essentially to follow the baby steps, and now we're essentially going to liquidate our savings again. So now I'm at a position where I want to build our savings up to 3 to 6 months of expenses, but I'm also cash flowing my MBA at WashU here in St. Louis.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to understand, should, from your perspective, I pause that? It's a part-time gig that I'm doing right now, and it's costing about $900 to $1,200 a month. Should I pause that, even though I'm still like 4 years in? It's taking me a long time since I'm cash flowing it, and our second child's on the way.
Okay. Tell me this. How much medical and tax debt do you have?
We don't have any. It's gonna be wiped out by our emergency fund.
No, how much do you have that you're going to be paying off?
Oh, about $4,700.
$4,700. And how much do you have in your emergency fund?
About $4,700.
Okay. So your question is, should you pause the MBA program while you try to build back up your emergency fund?
Yes, and then just to also note, we'll be saving about $1,800 right now is what the Every Dollar app says we'll be saving per month towards our emergency fund. So it's $1,800, and then we could be doing an additional $900 if I pause my MBA.
I got you. Okay, AO, what do you thought?
Rob, how much are you making a year? What's your annual salary right now?
I bring in gross $120. My wife brings in gross. She's part-time. I think close to $30. She's a nurse.
So we got about $150 in income. Okay, you about to pay off $4,700 in debt as far as in some stuff that just came up, medical bills. But then you're paying out $900 to $1,200 a month and for school. And you're saying, should we pause it? I got one quick question for you, then I want to dive into this for you. Do you absolutely need this MBA right now? Will it take your 120 up to, let's say, like 150, 160 as soon as you get it?
As soon as I get it, no. Wash U is considered a strong school. It's considered one of the top 10, usually 15. So it's more of a long-term play.
Okay.
My main reason of wanting to finish it is I'm 3/4 of the way through it. So I'm like $70,000 into it.
Yeah.
And two, I had my second child on the way, so trying to finish it earlier than later so they don't remember Dad being away.
I hear you on that one. As far as in time frame, how much more do you have? Like how many weeks, how many months do you have left inside this program?
I've got, I think, 6 classes left, and I'm doing 1 class a semester.
Oh, so you got a couple of years.
Yeah, it's like 2022 before I'm done,
Yeah.
which is why I'm asking the question. Should I pause and just further delay my already long MBA process?
So for me, I'm going to look at this 2 different ways. All right. I don't think either side of these are extremely wrong. I'm going to ask myself, okay, if it's going to take me 2 years to finish my MBA, what are the chances of emergencies happening between now and the next 2 years? There are some good opportunities, some good chances that will come up. With you having another child on the way and you have 0 in your savings account, what are the chances of you getting at least $10,000 to $15,000 inside of your savings account within the next 3 to 4 months? There's a good chance of doing that if you can honestly sit there and budget it in. So if I'm in your shoes, I am going to pause the MBA. I'm going to aggressively go ahead and attack my emergency fund, and then I'm going to aggressively get back in school. Now, when I get back in school, Rob, you said it's been taking you a while. I'm going to focus on make sure that I get there. I'm saying temporarily pause so that way you can get back into it, because I don't want you going 2 years without nothing in your emergency fund. Now, on the flip side, if you can go to school and get that funded within the next 6 months, I'm cool with that too. But for me, I'm going to focus on just going ahead and getting $15,000 over the next 90 days inside of my account and then jump back into school.
No. Yeah, I look at this and, if you're able to, based on your budget right now, to save $1,800, you're talking $21,000 in a year that you've got saved up. But you said if you stop the grad school and add that $900 along with the $1,800, now you're at $2,700. You can have $32,000 in your emergency fund in a year. I agree with Anthony. I'm pausing the pursuit of the master's degree. Going to get intentional about saving that every dime to get that built up, because you're going to have life happen.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to be bumping up against something. 2020 taught us, if it taught us anything, it taught us the need to have money set aside because stuff comes up. And if you're bringing a new baby into this world, there's the potential of some stuff popping up. So be prepared. It's going to allow you to get more focused, more intentional as you move forward and make a difference in your life, my friend. Rob, thank you for that call. This is The Dave Ramsey Show.
Folks, it's an honor to tell you about the Army National Guard. Not only are they big supporters of our high school curriculum, but they also give you the opportunity to impact your local communities. Whether your goals are to get an education, serve your country, or have a better life, the Army National Guard can help get you there. Plus, they offer unbelievable financial benefits. Secure your future today. Visit nationalguard.com to find out more.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Chris Hogan, and co-hosting along with me is Anthony O'Neill, and we are very excited to take your calls about your life and your money. All you have to do is pick up the phone. Kelly is standing by and ready to help you. 888-825-5225. Again, that's 888-825-5225. You can also find us on social media at Ramsey Show and send your question in that way as well. All right, next up on the line, we've got Stephen. Stephen is calling us from Des Moines. Stephen, how can I help you?
Hey, thanks for having me on the show.
Sure, my friend. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I'm 26 years old. I've been saving for a house for the past few years. And my mom and dad have helped me out a lot in just, they haven't paid for my college, but they let me stay in their house. That way, it'd make it easier for me.
Yes, sir.
And so one way, they haven't really saved much for retirement. And one way that I thought I could help them out is if I could purchase their home and the money that they'd be putting towards their mortgage, they could put in retirement. And I was just wondering what you thought of that idea.
Ayo, take this.
Man, Stephen, I really like your heart, man. I can tell that you love your parents. I can tell that you're grateful for your parents. And so I want to start off with that by saying, young man, I love that about you. Now, answer this question. Are you currently working right now, Stephen?
Yes, I am.
Okay. How much are you making in a year?
My base pay is around $55,000.
Okay, $55K a year. How much debt do you have? Do you have any debt right now?
No, not at all.
Okay. Do you have any emergency funds? How much money do you have in the bank right now?
I have around
$45,000 in the bank?
Yep.
Okay. I like you, brother. Now, you're doing good. Let's be real here. You're doing good. I need to hear some excitement in your voice. Let me ask you this question before I dive in. Why do you want to buy the house outside of helping your parents out? If your parents were not in this position, okay, if they were not in the picture, would you still want to purchase this house for you?
Yes and no. Because I've been looking at getting an acreage because the house they have is an acreage. It's 4 acres, and I want to build a machine shop and a welding shop. Okay. Because I do side jobs, and it's kind of hard to do. And I didn't necessarily want to build one if I don't own the place on their house on their property because they said I could, but I didn't really want to do that if I was going to have to buy a different house, somewhere else.
All right.
So in that sense, I would. The problem is acreages around here are pretty expensive.
Okay.
And with a mortgage, I didn't want to be saddled with that for a while.
Okay.
But the idea that I proposed to them was I would take over the rest of their mortgage, pay it off. The money that they'd be paying for the mortgage would go into retirement, or they'd invest it for retirement. And then the money that I would pay them would go to retirement too. So that would kind of give them a leg up because they don't exactly have that much.
Well, hold on a second. You said you would take over the mortgage they have.
Yeah.
So where is the equity going to go?
The equity, I would pay. Well, what I would want to do, my dad talked about taking me paying off the equity. I would pay that too. But I was thinking more of, I would want the house revalued because what they paid for it back then is it's worth a lot more now.
I got you. Okay.
I would want to it'd be paying for the whole house.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. And I want to give you just a different perspective to consider. Because I want to respect your heart and your posture for your family, because I believe that is very sensitive, and I want to be respectful to that. But I also want to present another option to you, because it sounds like you're not too excited about purchasing this house. What I would do if I was you is I would talk to your mom and dad and say, hey, how about we sell this house now, okay, and we get the equity. Stephen will go buy my house, the house that I want, the house that I'm excited for. And mom and dad, you just move in with me if you want to. If you're about, I want my parents to live with me, I want to help them out, that's fine. I just don't want to see you make a decision and then 10 years down the road or 5 years down the road, you're like, I should have never done this. I want you to get into a home that you actually love. And if you want to help your parents and offer them a room in your house and offer to move in with you, that's fine. I think that's totally up to you, because you're in a great position. You have money, your career is doing well, you're a solid, bright young man. And so I would say I would purchase the home that I want. I wouldn't purchase the home to help out my parents. I would do something that I want and go from there.
I do want this place. I might sound a little nervous because I'm just talking on the phone.
I got you, buddy.
Yeah.
I got you. So
I really do like this place. I grew up on this farm, so.
Right. How many acres is this home?
It's about an acre, right?
It's 4 acres.
4 acres. And how much is it worth, do you think?
Oh, well, there's my parents' house, and then my grandma has a trailer on it, too.
Ballpark,
they moved up from Kansas with us.
Yeah. What do you think it's worth?
Between $250,000 and $300,000.
And how much do they owe on it?
I think around 60 or 70.
Okay. Well, here's another option that you have. AO, I hear your option. And here's another school of thought. Why don't you start paying them rent as you're living there? That gives them an opportunity to be able to use that money to attack this debt. They're $60,000 or $70,000 away from paying this off, to having it outright. And then they could sell it, go find a place to rent or a smaller place to pay cash, and use that money to invest to be able to grow for them. I don't think this is yours to solve.
Yeah.
I think for you, young man, you've got yourself in a great position. Now it's a matter of let them know, hey, for the next 9 to 10 months or 9 months to 12 months, I'm going to pay you all $800 a month in rent. You guys need to use that toward attacking the house. And I think getting this thing paid off is the better way. I agree. Buying this home, AO, the parents are always going to see it as their home.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whose name is on the mortgage.
Right.
And so I think it's just going to put him in a situation that he might regret later.
Yeah. I mean, you got some options there. I mean, you really do. I think you got to sit back and just figure out what is the best move for you. Mm-hmm. And with you being in a good financial place right now, especially at the age of 26, Hogan, I want to see you starting to build wealth now, not trying to bail your parents out. And that may sound wrong, but I'm just like, get yourself in a good, healthy position to build. And while you're building, you can be helping a little bit. But don't do so much helping and you're stopping yourself from building. That's what I really want to see for you, young man.
That's good. All right, we got a social question in real quick for AO. Jared on Instagram asked, my wife and I are on baby step 3, looking forward to baby steps 4, 5, and 6. How much do you think is reasonable to save for college? Our kids are 1 and 5.
I mean, 1 to 5, so estimating about 10 to 15 years out from school. I'm going to say right now the average school process is going to be about $100,000 for a 4-year in-state tuition, room, and board and books. And so projecting 10 years out, I'm going to up because of inflation. You're going to need about 110 to 117, depending on what in-state school you go to. And so I would start anticipating for that. So now when you know that ballpark number, I would get with a SmartVestor Pro and start asking, how can we invest into a 529? Do we need to open up maybe another growth stock mutual fund? How can we do something to start getting towards that number?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's imperative, to start to look at this and take college seriously and understand exactly where you are. There is no magic formula on what dollar amount to invest, but you start to look at where you are. But if you are working steps 4, 5, and 6, I want you to invest that 15%. I want you to definitely get intentional about attacking the house. And so you start to look at that, and that might be $200, $300, $400 a month that you're able to set aside. Again, being intentional, understanding what your goal is, and like AO said, getting one of the SmartVestor Pros so you can make sure, are we on track? Are we on schedule? And that stuff keeps you aware. Keep your hands on the steering wheel, people. Your dreams are available. You just got to drive toward them. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Welcome back to the Dave Ramsey Show. I'm Chris Hogan, and joining me is Anthony O'Neill, and we are excited, America, and everyone internationally that's listening, to take your call and talk to you about your life and your money. All you have to do is pick up the phone, 888-825-5225. Again, that's 888-825-5225. We'd love to be able to hear from you. All right, so we've been taking calls, diving in, and we're going to continue with this. We've got John is up, calling in from Texas. John, how are you?
Good. How are you doing, Chris?
Oh, I'm focused and not finished, my friend. What's on your mind?
Well, how you doing, Anthony?
Doing well, man. Thanks for asking.
I've got a question that I've been listening to Dave Ramsey for probably 3.5 years, and I've never really heard anything about the rule of 55 on your taxes, 401k.
Mm-hmm.
My wife is 55, and she's been at her job for over 37 years, and she wants to retire. And we're going to pay the house off that we're in now probably by April or May. So she's waiting for that, and then she'll retire.
Okay.
We've been in this house for 21 years, and we want to move and upgrade. She has about $280,000 in her 401k, and we'll probably need about $200,000 on top of what we sell this house for to upgrade what we want. So should we take advantage of that rule of 55 where they won't pay the 10% penalty to use that money to pay off the house that we want to get?
Okay.
I've got about $800,000 in my 401k.
Okay, good. That's what I was going to ask. So all totaled right now in retirement savings, you guys are everyday millionaires, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay. So the home you're about to pay off is worth how much?
About $300,000.
Okay. How much square footage do you have in that house you're in now?
About a little over 2,200.
Okay. And how many of you are living there?
Well, it's just me and my wife.
Okay, just two of you. Okay. And so how big of a house are you trying to buy?
Well, it's not so much bigger, maybe just a little bit, but not much. But we were wanting just to move to another neighborhood with a swimming pool. We're just upgrading a lot of different things.
Okay. So how big of a house do you think is in this new neighborhood?
Well, it would be anywhere between what we have now, maybe in up to 2,500 square feet.
Okay. And how much will it cost?
We're thinking somewhere between $450 and $500.
Okay. And what's your all's household income right now?
Right now, it's probably right at $200, but
Okay.
she makes $110. That when she retires, she doesn't have a degree or anything. She's just been with this company for a long time, and she wants to take maybe 6 months to a year off,
Mm-hmm.
and then find another job. But she doesn't think she'll probably get anywhere between $50,000 and $60,000 at a new job because she doesn't want anything.
Okay.
So stressful that
So
like she
right
has
now you're saying you're pulling in about $90,000 a year.
Yes.
Okay. So if I'm hearing you correctly, then walk with me here, you're wanting to sell the house you guys are about to attack and pay off, buy a more expensive home, and your income is going to drop by $110,000.
Correct. But she will be getting another job
in 6 to 12 months at about $50,000. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So,
and
all right, John.
We did all the budgeting.
John, in that situation I just laid out for you, what would you do?
What would I do?
Would you spend more, have less income coming in, and go from paid off home to now bigger mortgage?
Well, we wouldn't have a bigger mortgage. We were thinking about taking her 401k and cashing it out.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. There's no way. There's no way I'm going to pull $200,000 out and go, it's just the two of you. So you're telling me it's about this other neighborhood and a swimming pool. Join a community club. Like go swim. I'll get you a little portable pool. Like, no, I'm not. I'm going to pay off this house and be done with that mortgage payment, freeing up that payment and being an everyday millionaire. I'm not going to go backwards. There's no chance. No chance, A.O. What are you going to do?
Don't look at me, Hogan. You're going
I'm riled up.
I can see. You know what I mean? Now, let me play the devil's advocate. All right? And don't come for me. All right? You stay over there. Okay? I hear what I hear in his voice, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but this is your sweet spot. What I hear in his voice is like, we just want something a little bit better. We've been working all these years. Yep. We've worked hard. We're in our older season. We just want something a little better. We've sacrificed. We're everyday millionaires. We want something a little bit better. So within that, from that bubble, Hogan, how can they do that where they are now?
Well, I mean, I'm going to take a look around if I want something a little bit different. If I pay this thing off, and they're saying they're about to do that in May. The only way I get another house is if I pay 100% cash for it.
I got you.
And so I would find a better neighborhood, but I'm going to find a cheaper house in that neighborhood so I can take this $300,000 from this home that's very clear, and I'm going to go buy a house for $250. You know what I mean? I can't fathom going backwards. Now, if they really love this neighborhood, let's say all their friends in that neighborhood and their hearts are happy and everybody's holding hands and skipping and singing Kumbaya, and this is the place you got to live, then guess what, honey? Let's work another year of you making 110. I'm going to kick it into high gear and get a second job, and we're going to have this extra. We're going to get another $125,000 saved up, and we're going to sell our house for cash, get $300. We're going to use this money that we've saved for another year, and we're going to go to this neighborhood that is Shangri-La, and I'm going to be debt free.
Now, I like that. I like that, Hogan. Because I heard it in his voice. Like, my wife, we worked so hard. We went. I feel like they want a brand new kitchen. They want a bigger bedroom.
Oh, here's another thing. Here's another thing you could do. If you're tired, if you like the house, and you just say, boy, I just would like something different, cash flow some renovations.
That's a good option.
You know? But if that's the neighborhood, I'm going to work another year or two or whatever. I just can't go backwards. Now, I'm going to get riled up because we're talking about pulling money out of the 401k. You're going from an everyday millionaire. You're going to go backwards pulling $280,000 out. I don't care about the rule of 55. This money was put there so you all could secure your financial future. You're going to erase the years of deposits from this one withdrawal form. There's no chance I'm doing that. Not for a home, and it's just two of you, right? I mean, I might even downgrade. You guys might decide you want to take trips and you want to travel some places and do some things. That I'm fine with, but I want to cash flow it and be intentional.
I'm with you. I'm still trying to think about what. I mean, just wave your head at me, sir, out here in the lobby. If you're 60, are you swimming in your pool every day? Yes or no? See, I'm trying to figure out why do they want to pool?
Well, they want to swim. Nothing wrong with that.
But you're gonna spend a lot of money. But you're gonna spend a lot of money to just have a pool in the backyard. You ain't swimming every day.
Well, they don't make floaties my size. But listen, the bottom line is you're right. But there's nothing wrong with enjoying. And I'm saying there's nothing wrong. These people obviously have worked hard. They've become everyday millionaires. It's not an accident. But I just, again, I would be more willing to work another couple years. Just so I go in and go, we can't go backwards. Like we've come too far. And now with that home paid off, if we decide we want to take a trip to Europe or we want want to decide to do something, I mean, if you want to swim that bad, pay off this house and put a pool in your house.
I like it.
Right? I mean, again, I think there are options, yes. John, is what I'm saying, buddy. And what you hear is, I'm a little riled up because I've been hearing the numbers of people that have been pulling money out of their 401k, and they're erasing all those years of deposits and growth, and they're going to look back on it in about 5 or 6 years, and they're going to say, oh, wait, what did I do? I'm going to have to work 7, 8 more years to make up for that 1 hour of not thinking clearly. And so you all have been so intentional, brother. Stay the path. Like, I want you to have that mindset of, I'm not going backwards. Not for a pool, not for anything. We're going to pay this house off, wait about 4 to 6 weeks and get that deed in your hand. And I want you to look at it. This is the thing you'd worked hard for. Typically, people are paying off their homes or paying on them for around 30 years. You've got a chance to be different, brother, and to start a new legacy for you as well as your family. So I hope you and your wife sit down and think about it. Be clear. Your dreams are available. You just got to make the right choice. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show. You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career.
You are the hero in your story.
Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studio. This is the Dave Ramsey Show, where America hangs out to have a conversation about your life and your money. I'm Chris Hogan, and co-hosting along with me this hour is Anthony O'Neill, and we are very excited to be back with you, and we're ready to take your call. So what I want you to do is pick up the phone and give us a call. Kelly's standing by and ready to take your question. The number is 888-825-5225. Again, that's 888-825-5225. Or you can find us at The Ramsey Show. Ayo, I'm ready to roll. You ready?
Hey, man, let's get it, man. I'm happy about this hour. Happy to be on this show with you and some amazing people in the lobby as well.
Yeah, no, we're excited, and we can't wait to take your call. So we're going to jump on there. But before we do this, you know, people are talking to me all the time about how this year is that year of reset. We're coming out of 2020, which was a crazy year. We dealt with a lot of stuff. We had weather issues. We had the pandemic. We had probably some crazy people around us that we're having to deal with. Ayo, you got any crazy people in your world?
Man, I got a lot of them.
Okay, yeah. So you got to be aware. So what do we got to do? Well, it's got to reset this thing. So you've got an opportunity to hit reset. Yeah. No matter what happened last year, you can take control of your money today, and Ramsey Plus can help you. With our Money Reset Bundle, it's easier than ever to create a new life of habits, and habits are huge. The bundle includes, get this, a 6-month membership to Ramsey Plus, plus our best-selling books, Know Yourself, Know Your Money, and the OG, the original, the Total Money Makeover. And here's the kicker. Every Ramsey Plus membership now includes a Ramsey Smart Tax Federal Classic e-file. So you've got an opportunity to get your taxes done as well. So you can get your money right and you can get your taxes right. This is a value of $167, but you're going to get it now for $85. You kidding me? People spend more than that just to get taxes done.
Sure do.
So check out Ramsey Plus. Decide on a total money reset right now. Small steps can lead to big changes. So go to moneyresetbundle.com. Again, you can get this bundle. Go to moneyresetbundle.com. And you've got a great opportunity for those folks that are watching on the YouTube channel. You can see the link right below. The graph right there, moneyresetbundle.com. You've got a great opportunity to make this year count. We wanted 2020 gone. Guess what? It's gone. 2021 is here, so let's make sure we make it count. All right, we're going to get to the phones and find out what's on the mind. We got Glenn calling from North Carolina. Glenn, how are you?
Hey, Chris, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm focused and not finished, my friend. What's on your mind today?
Well, I did kind of try to make it a short question. I retired August 28th at age 59. I turned 60 September 22nd. The company I worked for 32 years come out with a severance package, restructuring their company. And I decided to take it. And one reason with that is I was kind of getting tired of the millennial age, and I hope I don't offend nobody there.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of old school. And I took it and basically got $248,000 severance check. Well, not a check, but gross money.
Yes, sir.
They also are paying my health insurance for 18 months, 100%.
Okay.
After that, and also are providing me $500 a month for 24 months after that to offset health insurance coverage.
All right.
Till I reach 65.
Yes, sir.
And I also just had a settlement several months ago with North Carolina DOT buying my house because of a highway road project of a large sum of money.
Well, tell me that chunk. You done told me everything else. What's the chunk?
Okay.
How much?
$642,300.
All right. Go ahead.
And out of that, I had to pay off my mortgage.
Yes, sir.
That all comes into, calculations. Long story short, net monies out of that and net monies from my severance, I have paid every debt off. I have purchased a new home, cash.
Good.
I don't owe anybody a dime.
All right. So how much did you have left over?
$478,000 or $79,000.
You are on the ball, brother. All right. I like where you're going. What's your question?
All right. My main concern is, did I retire too early?
Okay. All right. Well, what were you making per year at that job that you worked 32 years at?
About $132,000.
Okay. All right. So as I look at this, you got about 2 years worth, okay, of that. You took this money, and how much did you have a 401k with that company at all?
I did.
How much you got in that 401k?
I removed it all from the company and reinvested it with a financial advisor.
How much?
Which was a total between the 401k and extra money from DOT was about $398.
Okay.
And I have about $420 in it now, which stemmed from September to now.
All right. No, you did the absolute right thing. You're an everyday millionaire, my friend. You don't owe anybody on your house. You've got $400,000 that's invested in your 401k. You got $478,000 left over in cash right now. So what I would do is pluck about $30,000 over for an emergency fund, take that other $440,000. I'm going to get that with an investment professional. So now assets under advisement and what's being invested is $800,000. You're good to go. You don't owe anybody a dime. Glenn, no, you're good. Here's the other thing. You can decide to work more if you want to. Right? Doesn't mean you have to go back with that company. You can go find a job or do something. He did the right thing.
Yeah, he did the right thing. The only thing you said wrong was that you was offended by some of us millennials.
Oh, listen to you.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't do nothing wrong. We trying to work too.
Listen.
Come on now.
Listen,
I'm happy with what he did.
Listen.
But you can't be blaming us millennials because we out here working too.
Okay. See? You just threw shade at me about my age not long ago.
And I'm taking the shade, but I'm just saying, you can't be coming at us like that.
Glenn was just trying to be honest. Okay?
And I'm being honest too.
Okay, maybe some people flopping around in flip-flops while he's got on work boots. He's trying to handle business. Glenn,
I ain't mad at Glenn.
No, I'm proud of you, buddy.
Yeah,
and you being intentional and being smart, what you do moving forward can set you up or set you back. And what I mean by this is your home is paid for, you paid off all the debts. What you got to do is avoid doing any stupid, Glenn. And I'm telling you, it's on every corner. Yeah. So don't let your guard down. If you're going to do something, do it with cash. Yeah. But no more debt in your life, man. You got freedom. Now what I want you to do is enjoy it and build a legacy. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
What makes our show unique is that we genuinely care about our listeners. We're intentional about choosing the best advertisers to recommend. Blinds.com is no exception. They offer high-quality window treatments at unbelievable prices. And they make it simple to shop blinds, shades, and interior shutters with easy online ordering, free shipping, and a guaranteed perfect fit. Go to Blinds.com and take advantage of this week's special savings.
Welcome back to the Dave Ramsey Show. I'm Chris Hogan, and co-hosting along with me is Anthony O'Neill. And we are having a blast talking to you about the things that are on your mind. Pick up the phone and call us, 888-825-5225. Again, that's 888-825-5225. We'd love to be able to hear from you about the things that are on your mind. And as we pursue progress, that's one of the things I talk about on the Chris Hogan Show, is that it's a matter of being intentional. And we've got to make decisions every day that put ourselves in a position to be able to make progress. And AO, you obviously have the book out, Debt-Free Degree. And you have been very intentional about helping people in this process. But you also have a show called The Table. And you got new episodes that air every Monday. You talk about how to set a clear vision for your future so you can start winning with your life, your money, and your relationships.
Yes.
Wow. That clear vision is something a lot of people need.
Yeah. Clear vision for your life, for your money, and for your relationships. And what I'm really excited about when it comes to the table, Hogan, is that we really get down and have some real relevant and relatable conversations. Prime example this week, in honor of Black History Month, we brought back my Black History panel. And Hogan, I'm going to be real. And there are some things on there that are said by these individuals that's going to challenge you. And me and Dave was talking about it yesterday here on the show. And I want to encourage everyone right now, whether you're Black, white, Hispanic, you name it, go check out the show. And you know what? You're going to hear some things that you may not agree with. But I love hearing different perspectives and different thoughts so we can just understand, in honor of Black History Month, how some people are thinking. But I love because this is bringing in people, and when they get to my content, they're learning how to, you know what, have the uncomfortable conversations around money, how to really start building healthy relationships. But this week is gold. It is crucial. I would encourage everyone, if you're on YouTube or if you like to listen on podcasts while you're walking or jogging or doing things around the house or in the car, go download it on Apple Podcasts. But you want to see our facial expressions, man, because my facial expressions are amazing.
Oh.
I mean, they're just amazing.
Well, they're that.
Yes.
There's that. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I've pictured you as stoic. I didn't realize that you had those expressions. Of course you do. You're lively, dude. You're expressive. Check out that show. Again, you can find it anywhere where you subscribe to listen to podcasts. Also on YouTube, you can find him at Anthony O'Neill. And it's an opportunity, growth, awareness.
And you just had Matthew McConaughey on your show, right?
I did.
That's big, bro.
I just interviewed him, and it was a lot of fun. Got a chance to really dig in and find out about his new book called Green Lights, which really came from years of him journaling. And he's an interesting individual, his mindset, very focused, very intelligent, very articulate. So yes, if you've not had a chance to check that out, go over on YouTube, the Chris Hogan Show, and you can kind of watch that interview and dig in. It's interesting. And of course, he is iconic with his words and phrases. We had a great conversation. AO, you had a chance to talk to him as well.
Yeah, I
and
did.
dig in. And you were really talking to him about his journey to success.
Yes, man, that was crucial because most young people want to become famous. And I really wanted to have the conversation around, hey, do you regret any decisions when you was building your fame? And he said yes, man.
Yeah. No, he was real. So anyway, check those out. You can find it on YouTube under Anthony O'Neill or Chris Hogan 360. You can see it. All right, listen, we're getting to the phones. This is what we do. And so we got William on the line from Texarkana. I've never been there, William. How are you, buddy?
I'm focused and not finished, Brother Hogan. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm talking to a family member here. All right, Lord. William, you ask me whatever you want to ask me.
I am definitely not a millennial. But hello, AO.
You know what? Y'all gonna stop coming for us millennials on this show, okay?
William, you are my favorite caller, my friend. What's on your mind today, buddy?
Well, I hear you folks talking about how paying interest is a bad thing.
Okay.
Getting interest is a good thing.
Yeah.
And then you talk about compound interest.
Okay.
I do not understand compound interest. I don't know how it works, and I want an education today.
All right. Well, you know what? It's one of those things where you look at it, and I look at it this way, that it's interest earned on money that was previously earned as interest. Now, I know that sounds like doublespeak, but as you look at this, William, you put money in. Interest can work for us or against us, right? As you know, if you pay it, it's a penalty. Right. If you earn it, it's a reward. And so the compound interest, the compound growth that happens from that is the thing that truly allows us to be able to grow money. And so looking at it and understanding, if I put money in, it's growing interest. Now, guess what happens? This whole thing that is in there that's now bigger is now going to grow more interest. And that's the factor that causes our 401ks and 403s, 3Bs to grow exponentially, as well as our Roth IRAs and other things. So that investing money is imperative because we all know the dollar shrinks each year. And what I mean by that is the cost of living that happens, inflation in the marketplace. And so we've got to grow our money. And William, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you my book. I talked about being a money boss in my book, Retire Inspired, the first book I wrote. I'm going to send you a copy of that. And because you said focused and not finished, I'm going to throw in a focused and not finished sticker in there for you, my friend. So I appreciate the call. Again, compound interest is interest earned on money that was previously earned as interest. And that's how it grows, buddy. And if we leave money alone and not listen to the CARES Act and not listen to these other things that are out there and leave money in our 401ks and 403Bs, it will grow. Thank you for that. Kelly's going to get your information. Like I said, I'm going to send you a signed copy of Retire Inspired and a Focus and Not Finished sticker.
Hey,
that's
Kelly,
pretty cool.
Kelly, send him a picture of me, too, just so he can see a millennial smiling at him as well, please. Y'all coming for us millennials today.
No, I love millennials. Listen, hey, believe it or not, I've had several millennials calling on my show.
Yes.
That have either gone through foundations.
Yes.
But they've listened to it. Ayo, I'm talking to millennials that have $50,000 and $100,000 saved.
Oh, yeah.
$200,000. One told me they just paid off their house at 27.
Good God.
Yeah. So I love millennials.
Thank you.
I do. I really do.
Say that again, Hogan.
I love millennials.
Thank you, Hogan.
I do. And so anyway, I especially focus on not finished when it's the people that are driving forward on stuff. So here's the deal. If you are a baby boomer, traditionalist, do you even know what a traditionalist is?
Yeah, traditional and modern relationships, right?
No. Traditionalist is somebody that's 60 or older. See, you didn't even know this. Okay, if you're a traditionalist, baby boomer, Gen Y, Gen X, Gen Z, or millennial, you all get a chance to make a decision about our futures. We all do.
I'm going to Google that.
Yeah, Google it. You got your little fancy pad over there. Google it. But listen, we all have a chance to make a decision about our futures. And that's one of the things we've done here at Ramsey Solutions as we're talking to people, helping them understand that there's hope in your business. There's hope in your dealing with your money. There's hope in dealing with your relationships. But we get to decide. And I know there are people out there that have opinions. I know there are people out there that are throwing shade. There's a drink for haters, people. It's called Haterade. And that's just real. The bottom line is we get to choose. And I want us to choose for our future. AO, one of the things I've been telling people is to make 2-year decisions. What I mean by that is make a decision today that you're going to look back on in 2 years and you're glad that you made it.
Oh, man, that's so gold, Hogan, because you know my statement that I live by every single day is that the caliber of our future will be determined by the decisions, the choices we make today.
Yeah,
so
no,
they're
you're
doing
absolutely
what you're
right.
saying
Yeah.
for 2 years, and when those 2 years come, make another decision for the next 2 years, and eventually your future is going to be brighter and much better.
No, you're absolutely right. It helps us pull up out of our situation.
That's good.
And it helps us think a little bit clearly. Yeah. All right, we're about to go to break here in just a few, but listen, here's one of the things we're going to do. I'm going to ask Anthony O'Neill. I want to know what was the best piece of advice he ever got from one of his grandparents. Best piece of advice. Because I'm going to share with you mine. And the thing that was a game changer for me, for first and foremost, it was my grandmother told me, honey, understand the difference between an opportunity and a chance. She said an opportunity leads you somewhere, but a chance is 50-50. And it's one of those things that I never forgot thinking about that. Opportunity versus chance. Chance is 50-50. It's like a coin toss, right? Might be heads, it might be tails. But an opportunity, when you do it, it leads you somewhere, gets you closer. And that's exactly what we do here at Ramsey Solutions. We give you an opportunity to have a different financial future. When we come back, I'm going to ask Anthony the best piece of advice he got from his grandparents. Don't go anywhere. Hold on. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
We were drawn to Christian Healthcare Ministries because we both had young families and we wanted to have more children. And we had also just started a real estate company and needed to find healthcare coverage that would meet our needs. We were attracted to CHM because of its low monthly costs and the ability to negotiate medical costs down.
Established in 1981 and accredited by the Better Business Bureau, CHM is here to meet the needs of your growing family or small business. Check us out at chministries.org.
We absolutely believe in it.
Welcome back to the Dave Ramsey Show. I'm Chris Hogan, and hosting along with me is Anthony O'Neill, and we are taking your calls about your life and your money. Before we went to break, I told you about the best piece of advice I got from my grandparents. My grandmother taught me the difference between opportunity and chance, that you want to grab opportunities, you don't avoid the chances. Do the thing that sets you up for your future. And as we went into break, I told AO that when we came back, I wanted to hear the best piece of advice he had received from his grandparents. Now, grandparents are full of all kinds of wisdom and amazing things, but what was that one piece of advice, AO?
Do you really want to know the truth?
Yes.
My grandmother said, son, make sure you marry a woman and not a little girl in a woman's body.
Oh.
And what she was saying was, and she broke it down because I was like, what do you mean? She said, sometimes I want you to make sure that you are a man and you're not operating with the little boy's mindset. Mm-hmm. You know, because when you were a child, you spoke as a child, but when you become a man, be a man. Mm-hmm. And so that was one of the best piece of advice my grandmother ever gave me, because ever since then, have I made all the right decisions? No. But I do ask myself, am I making a manly, in my spiritual faith, a man of God decision here? Am I walking in integrity? Am I walking with character? And am I going to, and in my dating process, you know, am I dating a woman with integrity? Am I dating a woman with character? And are we both operating in who we are, or are we still thinking and acting like little kids?
Very good. No, that's wise. And again, you know, grandparents, they've got amazing wisdom.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for the time spent on that front porch and that back porch and in the garden and all the other places. It's just amazing. And, you know, I'd encourage you, if you haven't written down some of those pieces of information or wisdoms or little sayings your grandparents used to tell you, get those things written down. Put those into place. I'm lucky enough to have some things that were done by needlepoint by Mama Hogan, and some statements and stuff by my grandparents that are logged, and I can share with my boys as well. So, all right, let's get back to the phones. The number to call in is 888-825-5225. Again, that's 888-825-5225. We'd love to hear from you, or you can find us on social media at Ramsey Show. All right, next up, we got Nicole is on line 3. Nicole, how can we help you?
Hi, Anthony and Chris. I am a distinguished millennial.
Yes.
I am 35, and I have $53,000 saved.
Yes.
And I am very likely pregnant.
Yes.
So it's very early, and next week I have an appointment, and so this will be my second baby, and I'm struggling because I have $73,000 in student loan debt, and I'm not sure if I should put that money towards the student loan or start saving for the hospital bills and doctor bills, because I don't have insurance. And I got a quote that it'll be between $10,000 to $22,000, depending on how the labor goes.
Okay.
So I just want to know, I'm kind of new to this. I don't really know what to do with the money.
Hey, Hogan, I got this. This is for millennials. Calm down, old man. I want to say, man, I love this. You just made my day. And so, all right, so let's start back from the beginning. How much money do you have in the bank account again?
Sorry, my toddler's at the door, but I have $53,000 saved.
Okay. All right, we got $53,000
and $73,000 in debt.
Okay, cool. And then when are you due?
Well, if I'm pregnant, then it will be nine, almost 10 months from now.
Okay, cool. So we don't know it.
Now.
We don't know if you're pregnant just yet, but you're just saying if you are pregnant,
I'm very likely pregnant. I'll just say that without being uncouth.
I got you. Hey, I'm with you. You know your body, so I'm gonna shut up and go ahead and give you this advice that you called in for. Here's the priority. Okay, your priority is delivering the baby healthy and making sure that you stack enough money to deliver the baby. And then I always say add a little bit of cushion in there just to make sure if there are any other emergencies or anything like that. Do I think you need $53,000 to have a safety net for a baby? No, I don't. You know, I never had a baby. Hogan's had a few of them, but I would say maybe set aside about $15,000 to $20,000, okay, in an emergency account for that. But then I would start attacking the $73,000. And if you, let's say for an example, you know what, Anthony, I want some real good cushion. Put $25,000 to the side, and then take the other $28,000, put that towards the $73,000 that you have in debt, and then attack it. Now I'm pretty sure you're not going to use all $25,000 of that. So about a month or so after you have the baby, take the rest that you have saved up and put that towards the debt. But you're doing very, very good. Now, what's this $73,000 in debt though? Is it student loans, cars? What is it?
It's all student loan. Me.
All of them. So you don't have any credit card payments, no car loans.
Correct. Nope, nothing else.
Okay, cool, great. Yeah, so right now, here's a good thing. These are federal or private loans?
Federal.
Okay, cool. So right now, you're not paying any interest, all right? And so right now is a great time to go ahead and put this money on top of it. So this way you can pay off some stuff without incurring any penalties on that side of things. But that's what I would say on my end for you is to create a safety net for you and your baby. And then after that, once you create the little small safety net, which you already have it, go ahead and tap the $73,000.
Okay, so I can make a payment after I save the 25-ish.
Yes. You already have the 25-ish.
The leftover.
Yeah.
Right. So then the rest I'll pay towards the loan. Okay. I just didn't know what to do first. It's like a lot of money, and I'm scared to write the check.
Now, do you still have income coming in, though? Are you still working right now?
I do. My husband makes $60 a year, and I make about $40.
Yeah.
And I'm at home. I may lose my job if I get sick and can't do it, but yeah.
Yeah, $25,000 I think is more than enough, Hogan. Is that, would you say?
Yeah, I do. And I like the mindset. You know, you look at this and you realize $73,000 is a lot in student loan debt, $53,000 a lot saved.
Yes.
And so to be able to make that payment, to be able to attack it and to look up and only have 20 $1,000 in student loan debt is a massive jump.
Yes.
And a great improvement. And, I think, Nicole, you're going to put yourself on a path of being more intentional and focused. And you want to keep that mindset as you're moving forward, because that's what's going to allow you to make a difference in your financial future, without a doubt. Looking at this, I want to let you know, paying off debt smart and saving and investing is also smart, but there's one key to winning with money that's often forgotten, and that's protecting your family from emergencies. There are 10 kinds of insurance coverage that you might need based on your life situation. And instead of you trying to figure it out, we've built a tool that'll show you what coverage you need, what to drop, or what needs to be adjusted. And get this, it takes 5 minutes, people. So we're even give you a to-do list by rank of importance and email it to you so you can get started on the process of getting it done fast. It's called a coverage checkup, and it could be the most important 5 minutes that you spend today. Donald H. wrote in and said, I like how he put it. He said, for anyone who's not completed this checkup, do it now. You never know when something will happen, and you never want to leave your family in a bad situation. So get out your phone right now and text the word checkup, no spaces, no dashes, just checkup, to 33789. Or you can visit DaveRamsey.com/checkup today. Don't let an emergency sneak up on you. I want you to protect your family right now. I talk all the time about building wealth, about becoming an everyday millionaire. You're helping millennials understand their path and their route. We got to protect it too.
Yes.
And insurance is exactly what you need. Yeah. And I want to remind people out there, if you're a homeowner, you've definitely got homeowner's insurance because you want to protect the home. If you're a renter, you need renter's insurance.
Yes.
Because you can protect your stuff. Car insurance is invaluable. And the granddaddy of them all is life insurance.
Absolutely. And here's the thing that I learned with millennials, Hogan. 4 out of 10 millennials do not have the correct coverage.
Wow. Of life insurance, you mean?
Of life insurance.
Yeah. So you want to get term life insurance. Get it 10 to 12 times your annual income. And I'm telling you, it's how you say I love you to your family. Protect yourself, people. Build wealth, but let's also protect it. This is The Dave Ramsey Show. Welcome back, everyone. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Hey, on the last call, we were talking to a young lady, and she was Nicole from Eugene, Oregon, and she was talking about having a chunk of money saved in that situation for the birth of a baby, which we always tell people, yes, you definitely want to stockpile some money. But I got a message on social media, and someone said, well, what if you don't have health insurance? What would you do? Well, if you don't have health insurance, you are definitely stockpiling money. Because, a trip to the NICU, a prolonged stay there or any kind of health situation for the mom or the baby can be a financial devastation. So you would definitely, in that situation, if you had money stockpiled, you're going to keep that money stockpiled until you get that baby home. And then from there, when everything is okay and stabilized, then you know what to deal with as you move forward. And so that's the reality of what you do in that hypothetical situation. So I want to thank the person for reaching out to me on social media with that question. All right, we're going back to the phones. We got Ginger on the line. Ginger, how are you?
I'm good, Chris. How are you?
Oh, I'm focused and not finished. I'm here hanging out with a distinguished millennial. How can I help you?
Awesome. Hey, thanks for taking my call. So I found you guys a little bit later in life. So I've done things a little bit out of order. I'm 41. I'm a single mom of 2. I'm working on baby step 3, so I don't have any consumer debt or anything like that. I do have a mortgage. I'm in a 20-year fixed right now at a 3.5%. So I've been paying that for, I don't know, I think I have 17 years left. I owe about $320,000 on my home.
Yes, ma'am.
I have about $165,000 in a 401k. So again, totally out of order. I don't have any money in the bank per se, or at least not much, but I have that in a 401k.
Okay.
So my big question is, I bought this house a few years ago knowing that it would need repairs over time, but these things are like starting to come up. Like my basement flooded a couple of years ago. I had to sell my car and pay for that. Just things are starting to come up, like big repairs on this house, a little faster than I thought. So
like what?
I guess
What are some of the big repairs, Ginger?
Yeah, so I have some siding on the side of my house that is bowing a little bit, and I worry that it is a water issue, and that's what actually caused the basement. So that, which I think may start in my attic and is coming down the side of my house. So that's the big one. Also, I live right off of a field, so it's a beautiful house. Like I don't want to get rid of it.
Okay.
It's already grown in equity. It's now worth like about $415,000.
Okay.
So it's appreciating for sure. But it's right off of the field, so there have been some issues with some mice and like some other. Just problems. Like
okay. So are those the two big things?
Yeah, well, it's also everything is original to the home. So it's like builder's grade plumbing, the toilets, the plumbing is not great. Just everything's original to the house, basic.
So those would be, they're basic items. So those would be upgrades. Those aren't serious repairs.
Okay.
Right?
I mean, I'd say some of them are not serious repairs. I mean, the basement, obviously.
Basement was serious. Absolutely.
Yeah.
How long ago did you buy this home?
About 3 years ago.
Okay. Did you get a property inspection done?
I did.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry. There were a lot of to-dos on that, and I've gotten, I'd say, some of them done.
Okay. All right. And the reason I'm asking that, Ginger, because number one, as a single mom of two, you're working hard, you're taking care of business. I always want people to be aware of the difference between a want and a need.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
And again, I know stylistically there can be some things about the house that you're like, oh no. As soon as you saw that sink, you knew you were going to upgrade it at some point, right? Or you saw that light fixture and you were like, not up in my house. I'm getting rid of that. Again, it's great to have that to-do list, but what I don't want you to do is confuse a want versus a need. Okay,
sure.
The basement, you're absolutely right. That's ridiculous. But now as you look at the siding, you want to find out, is this a water issue? Because that could lead to a bigger one. But I don't want you to try to jump the gun. And the reason I say that is you're the prime target for a mortgage lender or a bank to try to offer you a home equity line of credit. Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yep.
They will try to rationalize, and I am a reformed banker. I'm an RB. Okay, you don't want to go that route. You don't want to treat your home like an ATM where you're pulling money out. Your home is your largest monetary asset for you and your kids, young lady.
Right.
And so the last thing you want to do is borrow against it.
Yeah.
Now, saving up to repair things that are necessary, yes, but determine a want versus a need.
Nah, man, you're hitting it right on, Hogan. I don't need to say anything after that, bro. You did a good job.
Well, and Ginger, and just take your time.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Yep.
Yeah.
How much? What are you're making? How much are you making a year?
About $108,000.
Okay. And are you able to work from home, or are you working outside of the home?
It's kind of a little bit of both.
That's good.
I'm a field rep.
Good.
Yeah, so I can work a couple days from home.
Yeah.
I have windows coming in a couple weeks. I'm only doing the top floor for now because that's all I can afford. But the windows, like when the wind comes through here, the whole house like vibrates and whistles and shakes. I mean, it's crazy.
Right.
So
well, and you're out in Colorado, so wind is real out there.
Yeah.
But listen, I hope you're plugged in with a good church. If you are, I want you to reach out. Find somebody there that's good with repairs or good with homes or know someone that is someone reputable. Have them come out, check your attic, check the flashing on your roof too. Look at me, I'm using builder terms. You don't know about this. Ayo, you want to check the flashing flushing to see if water's getting in and if there's any structural issues. So look at your home, that inspection report. Have someone come out and look. It could be a lady or a male that's certified to be able to inspect that and be honest with you about what's going on. Prioritize those repairs and then take a deep breath. The upgrades and the things that you want to do, absolutely, you're going to be able to get to those, but in due time. And so just set up a plan for yourself and then give yourself the opportunity to work toward that goal.
Love it, Hogan. Man, that was some good advice.
Yeah, that's rough, man. Because you just moved recently.
I did.
And when you move in, you have a vision.
Absolutely. But you know what? I still haven't done everything I want. I haven't even done 50% of the things that I want to do. Because I got to go by priorities and I got to move at the speed of cash. And so I have other priorities that are more important than upgrading. But now if something did happen, if like my siding was starting to come and it would come off and it was because of, some watering issues, then yes, I'm fixing that because that's structural damage eventually. But as far as like right now, I want to upgrade all my light switches to smart switches. Oh, that's not a priority. So for me, because I'm a millennial, I like technology stuff. But as a wise millennial, I know I need to stick to priorities and stick to cash flowing.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Moving at the speed of cash is imperative. Here's another thing to check into, Ginger. That siding issue. If that happened from when, you might want to reach out and talk. Once you find out what the issue is, you may want to reach out to your homeowner's insurance to find out if this is something that is covered. And again, so it's going to require some research and some reaching out. But then you're not guessing. And what I know to be factual is little things on the back of your brain, until you get the right information, it can nag at you, right? And the next thing you know, it's just getting bigger and it's getting bigger. So thank you so much for that call. Speaking of, I got someone, they reached out to us on social media and said, hey, I've just become debt-free. I'm newly debt-free. This is from Brianna from Facebook. Newly debt-free. Do I need to adjust my insurances, car insurance, homeowners, etc., now that I don't owe any money? Brianna, that's a great question. Absolutely you do. Now that you're debt-free, if you have your emergency fund, you don't tell me if you have that or not, but now that you're debt-free, great job. Get your emergency fund in place. You want 3 to 6 months of expenses saved up to protect you. Once you do that, you can contact your homeowners, your car insurance, all of those, and raise your deductible.
Yeah.
What that's going to do is, that's the amount you would pay out of pocket if there was a loss. What that's going to do is drive down how much you're paying monthly. You see what I'm doing? You're going to take on more of the risk because you've got cash now with that emergency fund.
I love
Listen, thank you all for tuning in. I want to thank producer James Childs and associate producer Kelly Daniel. And I want to thank all of you for tuning in. This has been the Dave Ramsey Show.
Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show. You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career.
You are the hero in your story.
Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, this is the Dave Ramsey Show, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studio, where America hangs out to have a conversation about your life and your money. I'm Chris Hogan, and co-hosting along with me this hour is Anthony O'Neill, and I can't tell you how excited we are to have a conversation with you. So if you're out there and you've got a question about dealing with student loans, dealing with family members and money, or you want to build wealth, or you want to get out of debt, you want to get more serious this year about your money than you ever have before, then this is the show to call. I want you to pick up the phone and give us a shout. 888-825-5225. Again, that's 888-825-5225. We are ready to talk to you. All right, AO, you ready for this?
Man, let's do it, man.
All right. Listen, we're going to go to the phones because that's what we do. Anthony and I both have a lot of words, and we're willing to talk to you and help you. Ao's got more than me, but we want to help you get to where it is you want to go. So we're going to get on the line here. We got Lindsay calling in from Denver. Lindsay, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, we're focused and not finished. What's on your mind today?
So my husband and I are 27 and 28.
Millennials?
3 years ago, yes, very much so. 3 years ago, we decided to downgrade our lifestyle and move into a motorhome to live in an RV with our 4 children, and we've been able to pay off all of our debt. We still owe $22,000 on the RV, but we view it as a mortgage, and we pay double what we're supposed to every month. So my question for y'all is, we have $16,000 in our savings, $1,500 in our main, and we can save $2,700 a month. My question is, in 6 months, we're going to have $30,000 more. What do I do with that?
Okay, so
other than paying off my RV, that's an obvious.
Okay, so outside, is the RV the only loan you have?
It's literally the only thing we pay on.
Okay, and so, well, hold on. You said pay on now, Lindsay. You're throwing me a curveball here. Is that the only debt you have?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, because people have debt, they just don't pay on it, so that's why I'm double checking.
All the debt.
What's y'all's household income?
My husband makes about $70,000 a year.
What's he do for a living?
He's a pipe liner.
He's a what owner?
A pipe fitter.
Oh, a pipe fitter. Okay, got you. And so, are you all traveling in this RV, or is just living in it?
So my husband was in the military, and he's currently in an apprentice program that the military pays for his school.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
so as soon as he graduates in May, we'll be able to travel, which is the plan, to chase the powerhouses to make even more money.
Okay.
I just want to get a handle on the money that we're making now, so that way when we are making $500,000 in a year, we'll be able to
Yes. Be able to move forward. Yes, ma'am.
So, Lindsay, are y'all comfortable with living in this RV with your 4 kids? Like, honestly.
So I'm a minimalist, and I have very few things. My children kind of follow suit in that. I homeschool them, and I have since they were little. So I personally really enjoy the everyone together lifestyle. Of course, I would love to have a big house and all of those things back in Arkansas where I'm from. But right now, my family that my husband and I made is more important than having a house and having debt and all of those types of things. So
Good. Hey, what are the ages of the kids?
9, 6, 3, and 2.
Oh, wow. Okay. Ooh, you're busy. You guys are busy.
Yeah.
Well,
we're done now, so that's good.
Well, I talk to people on the Chris Hogan Show about making sacrifices for stuff that you're serious about, and you guys definitely did that. You sold your house. You're living in an RV with the 4 kids. You're homeschooling. Your husband is a pipe fitter right now that's in an apprenticeship. So you said, what do you do with the money? You got $16,000 saved up, and you owe $22,000 on this RV. Here's the reality.
Right.
Okay. Point blank, Lindsay. You are going to want to pay off this RV.
Yeah.
Get this thing paid off. But here's the other thing. You're going to need an emergency fund ASAP because you're driving your home, right? So, I mean, anything that's drivable has repairs.
Mm-hmm.
Homes have repairs. So you guys will want to be very intentional after you pay it off about being intentional with the budget to build up that emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of expenses. That way, if there is a repair or something that's necessary, you got the money to handle it.
Yeah, and I want to commend her. I'm not a huge fan of RVs. I'm going to be real, just to live in them. But I hear her heart, I hear her purpose,
right,
and I can respect that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I can rock with that. Like, hey, yeah, one day I want to have this, but I want to make some sacrifices with my family, and I'm a minimalist. So I love living in small spaces. So I agree with you, Hogan. Pay off the RV, stack up this money, and then enjoy your future. But eventually, you will need a house with teenagers.
And you follow the baby steps. So you got your fully funded emergency fund. You guys are going to, after that's in place, you're going to want to start investing 15% toward retirement. Then you guys are going to start saving for college for the 4 kids. And, you're going to be putting money away in that realm. When you get ready to buy a home, you want to do a 15-year fixed rate mortgage. I'd love for you to put 20% down, but 10% is okay.
Yeah.
You don't want to get a payment that's more on your mortgage, more than 25% of your take-home pay. And so you following through the plan, young lady, is going to put you all on the path. Now, Lindsay, I don't know if y'all have a TV or not. You said you're minimalist, but if you've got access to the internet, I want to gift you Ramsey Plus. I want to give you an opportunity. Kelly will get your information. You guys can plug in. Inside of Ramsey Plus, you're going to get a lot of things. You're going to be able to utilize every dollar, the best budgeting tool on the planet. You're going to be able to use the debt tracker. So you're going to be able to track when you guys are going to pay off this RV, when it becomes yours for sure. And you're going to get guidance from me about investing. You're going to get guidance from all of us about different areas of life. So Ramsey Plus, go check. You're going to be able to check it out for free. Those of you that are out there listening, you go, well, I want to be involved. I want to check it out. Go to RamseyPlus.com.
Yeah.
Just Ramsey Plus, RamseyPlus.com. You can check it out and see all the benefits and all the things that are going on.
You know what, Hogan, talking about, Ramsey Plus, and we've learned that within Ramsey Plus, it saves marriages. And so talking about marriages, marriages across the country could all use a date night right about now, an evening to come together and focus on what matters most: connection, communication, and intimacy. Intimacy. Maybe you've grown closer together through many challenges over the last year, or perhaps you've drifted apart between homeschooling, job loss, or financial stress. But you guys, check this out. No matter what your marriage looks like right now, for more unity and better communication can be found at our 3rd annual Specials Valentine's edition of Money and Marriage. I'm going to say that again. Money and Marriage is coming back, streaming live to your home on February 12th at 7 p.m. My dear friend, our dear friend, Rachel Cruz and the Dr. John Deloney will guide you and your spouse through an unforgettable night. So listen, early bird passes for the Money and Marriage live stream are on sale right now for $20. Go to DaveRamsey.com/events to buy your tickets, because, hey, you need help with your marriage.
All right, you all stay tuned. We're going to come back. We're going to take a break. But listen, we're going to talk about your life and your money. We're here for you. Pick up that phone, 888-825-5225. This is The Dave Ramsey Show.
What makes our show unique is that we genuinely care about our listeners. We're intentional about choosing the best advertisers to recommend. Blinds.com is no exception. They offer high-quality window treatments at unbelievable prices. And they make it simple to shop blinds, shades, and interior shutters with easy online ordering, free shipping, and a guaranteed perfect fit. Go to Blinds.com and take advantage of this week's special savings.
Welcome back to the Dave Ramsey Show, where America hangs out to have a conversation about their life and money. We're here for you, and we're excited to talk to you. So if you have not picked up that phone yet, I want you to. The number is 888-825-5225. Again, that's 888-825-5225. We'd love to be able to talk to you about the things that are on your mind. We're going to go back to the phone, and we're going to go all the way to Traverse City, Michigan. We got Kate on the line. Kate, how are you?
I'm good, Chris. Thanks. How are you?
Oh, doing fantastic. How can we help you today?
Good. Well, my husband and I are both millennials, and we just went through a major transition in our lives.
Oh, what happened?
We left our corporate jobs in California. We sold our home, and we became entrepreneurs and traveled in an RV with our 4 kids for 2.5 years.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Did you hear the previous caller?
I did, and I was cracking up. I was like, oh, wow, we're right there with them.
Yeah.
We just did that, and now we've landed in Michigan.
Okay, wow. So you have 4 kids as well?
Yes, we do.
What are their age? What's the
10
ages?
and under. 7, 8, 8, and 10.
Wow. Okay. My goodness, that's how interesting. Okay, so you all traveled, you did the thing. What baby step are you all on?
We're investing. So we're debt-free.
Okay.
We paid off, we spent our 20s working really hard and paying off around $68,000 in debt.
Wow.
And
Fantastic.
then we hit our 30s, and we're in corporate America with a bunch of side hustles. We were on like career 2 or 3 between the two of us.
Right.
And we've always been entrepreneurs and knew that was the next step, but we had to get debt-free first. We just weren't willing to take that risk to take on, starting a business with debt.
Okay.
So when we sold our home, we hit the road and traveled for 2 years and lived below the poverty line because we could travel for almost free in our RV and stay at campgrounds and whatnot. And we built my husband's business that way while we were on the road and could kind of learn some lessons without the financial consequences.
What kind of business is he in? What's the line of work?
He's an IT engineer.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So you all landed in Michigan. What's your question?
That's right. So I am a stay-at-home mom. I have a lot of experience, and I could go out and double our income, go out and get a job and double our income. But we really value home education, raising our kids and focusing on that.
Okay.
Our goal is financial independence, and we're just in this kind of spot between a rock and a hard place, trying to decide at what point do I take on additional work or do I sacrifice early retirement for staying home with the kids. And we're just trying to find some advice and guidance and how to make that really difficult decision.
Well, let me ask you this. That's a great question because it shows you and your husband are thinking forward.
Yeah.
Are you homeschooling the kids?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you are currently homeschooling. What is your plan on that? Are you trying to get them to middle school, get them to high school? How far do you plan to homeschool?
We are open to it as long as they are willing. It's a family decision. And so they've all expressed that they might be interested in going to public school or private school in high school, but until then, they're really, convinced that they want to be home, which we love.
Kate.
But we're very efficient, so
Kate,
I also
listen
have
to me.
time in my day.
Kate, you listen to me here. Now, I like that you're trying to be democratic. I like that you let the little kids raise their little hands and everything, and they feel like they pulled the lever to vote. How does Kate feel about it? Are you enjoying homeschooling or no?
I love it very much, but coming from, having a career and walking away from that.
That's right.
It's tough, to walk away from money. And
it is.
So
and I'm going to tell you something. Yeah. Just as you all navigate, here's why I've got confidence in you. What's your husband's name?
Jason.
I've got confidence in Kate and Jason because you all traveled for 2 years with 4 kids and an RV. Okay? You all can do anything. And
we're scrappy.
You are scrappy, and you made sacrifices for the sake of what's in the best interest of the family. And so here's the reality. You and your husband, the kids, I like that you include them and they hear their feelings. This is a decision for you and your husband. And what I'm saying is for you guys to sit down and to look at the options and the time frame. Maybe this is something that you say, you know what? Do we try a year of them in public school while you work, right? But it's a matter of talking through the options first, but then understanding the time frame and you guys making a collective decision of this, Kate. Here's the thing. Don't pour cement. What I'm saying is you're not making a final decision that's going to have to stay that way forever and ever. I want you to think like a scientist. Just like you all tried, scientists try experiments all the time. And if the experiment fails, they say the experiment failed, not them. So you guys did the experiment of the RV and it worked. So now you think of what's the next thing we're going to do for the sake of the family's financial future. And the kids going to school for a year or for a half a year to see how it goes could be an experiment that you try.
I like it. I like it, Hogan. And I just want to commend y'all, man. This is interesting, seeing millennials do this. I personally like the fact that you are asking your kids, their thoughts. I agree with Hogan that the decision is on you and your husband. But make sure that you do include your kids into the conversation because it is their life too. But I definitely want to include you in that part. But to answer your question, will this lifestyle get you to where you want to be? I think you and your husband have to answer that question. Hogan is known for saying retirement is it's not about a particular age. It's about a particular number. Right. How much money do you and your husband want coming in on a monthly basis so that you all can retire inspired, retire with joy, with peace? Mm-hmm. And I think that's the conversation you and your husband need to sit down and ask yourself today. Like, hey, what is that number? Is it 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, whatever that number is? Then y'all backtrack to what do we need to be doing today to get there?
Yeah. And Kate, here's the deal. How old are you all?
I'm 34 and he's 35.
Okay, now listen here. Okay, you're young.
Yeah.
You got a lot of time. Yeah. So even if you were trying to get the kids up into middle school or into high school, your earning potential is not dwindling. Mm-hmm. And you've got an opportunity. Homeschooling is serious work. I have no shadow of a doubt. But for you to brainstorm, what is the goal? If the goal is spending time with the kids and homeschooling, okay, it's great. But which one is the priority? And that can change. You reserve the right to make that adjustment. Mm-hmm. You could work from home and bring in extra income now, right? It would be like taking on 2 jobs because you're already, doing the full-time job of being the teacher and navigating with 4 kids. So you and your husband getting on the same page, beginning to set some goals. As my grandmother used to tell me, be prayerful and careful, honey, about the choice that you make and the direction that you want to go. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you calling in. AO, people ask me all the time, okay, is it too late for me, right? Or are we going to be able to do it? And you're right. I do tell them it's not an age. I don't care how old you are. If you've got breath in your lungs, you've got an opportunity to improve. You've got an opportunity to impact your financial situation and positioning right now. Yeah. But you got to make choices and you got to make some decisions to get moving in the right direction. And so if you're out there and you're wondering, well, how much do I need to retire? Or what do I got to do? I've got a free tool called the Retire Inspired Quotient, the RIQ. If you go to chrishogan360.com and click on the RIQ page, it's going to walk you through and help you figure out what you want to do in retirement, and how many years, how much you have saved. It's going to give you this vision, and it's going to walk you through and help you have more clarity. And if you're out there and you are a millennial, you can also send this link to your parents to help them as well.
No, and millennials need to take this because, when you first came out with this, Hogan, I did it. I sat down with my financial advisor and said, hey, how do we do this? This is where I want to be at. And I got all the information. I think the younger you are, great, man. Let's do it. But it doesn't matter. If you're in your 50s, still take advantage of it.
You sure do. And also, I want to tell you all, AO has got some recent episodes out. I already told you he talked to Matthew McConaughey about his success, but he's also got one where he's having a discussion about why you're not experiencing happiness in your life. This is AO. He's got an popular online series called The Table, as well as a podcast. So you can go find it wherever you listen to podcasts. Go check him out. But also, he's on the YouTube. He's on there, styling and profiling. So check him out there as well. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Folks, it's an honor to tell you about the Army National Guard. Not only are they big supporters of our high school curriculum, but they also give you the opportunity to impact your local communities. Whether your goals are to get an education, serve your country, or have a better life, the Army National Guard can help get you there. Plus, they offer unbelievable financial benefits. Secure your future today. Visit nationalguard.com to find out more.
Welcome back. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. To Blinds.com, you get 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Means that if you mismeasure or you pick the wrong color, they're going to remake your blinds for free. You're going to get free samples, you're going to get free shipping, and with the new promos that they run every month, you'll save even more. You want to use the promo code RAMSEY to get the best deal. Obviously, rules and restrictions apply. Ayo, what's the question today?
Today's question comes from Deshaun in Utah. He says, what is your opinion on self-defense insurance? I am paying only $10.95 a month, and this gives me access to an on-call lawyer if I ever have to use my firearm for self-defense. There is no amount cap on this, so the plan is good for both the criminal and civil trials in the event of having to defend oneself. Is this a wise type of insurance? It's a waste of money in my time, in my opinion.
Yeah, Deshaun, I mean, you look at this and you want to ask yourself, in that kind of situation where you are dealing with your life, right? Because, obviously discharging a firearm and having to defend yourself, any of those situations can be 20 years or more in prison. If convicted. And so this is your life.
Yeah.
I don't want a $10 attorney.
Come on.
I don't want to deal with a cut rate situation. Now, here's what I'm going to advise you to do. I'm not an insurance professional. My licenses are retired. But I would want you to sit down and talk to your insurance professional. Talk and get some more details. You might even want to have a consult with an attorney on here because you want to dig into this and you really want to understand what it is you're dealing with. Unfortunately, a lot of these programs that I've looked into with these types of insurances, Deshaun, they work as a reimbursement program, which means you foot the bill and then they'll look to see if they approve if they're going to reimburse. Now, I know, don't you email me, don't text me and tell me, Hogan, no, these are paying up front. I hear you. But you want to understand the magnitude of what it is you're getting versus the value. And so, to me, I think you're better off engaging and talking with an attorney to dig into the details to really understand what this is. I would not buy this. And I'm point blank going to tell you, if I'm in your shoes, I'm not doing this because I think it's going to give you a false sense of security, and it's just not there. Yeah. So that's the bottom line.
I agree.
All right, here we go. Getting back to the phones. 888-825-5225 is the number to call. We'd love to be able to talk with you. All right, we're going to I've been here, Bend, Oregon. Lindsay, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, ma'am. How can we help you today?
Well, my husband and I recently, this past summer, moved to the United States after living and teaching overseas with our family for 15 years.
Oh, wow.
And we also had early retirement in mind. And yet, with COVID and everything, I ended up getting a job here in beautiful Bend. And we are now faced with trying to buy a house in an insane market and really just wondering what to do. Should we get a mortgage in this market? We do have savings and jobs. What kind of mortgage should we get? We were originally planning to possibly pay cash in a different state, but that doesn't seem reasonable here in Bend.
Okay, so tell me this. What's your all's household income?
It's about $140,000.
Okay, and do you all have any debt right now, Lindsay?
We are debt-free, and we're significantly invested in index funds.
Okay, very good. What? How much do you have saved for a down payment on a home?
Well, we currently have enough cash probably for 20%. We have about close to $300,000.
What's the average
20%?
house? Yeah, what's the average house in Bend, Oregon you looking for, Lindsay?
Yeah, the type of house that we're looking for is probably going to be $700,000 to $800,000 at least.
Now, what's the average house going for in that city?
Yeah, I think the average is closer to probably $500,000. It's gone up 15% since we've been here since July.
Okay. Did you all own homes when you were overseas?
No, we did not.
Okay, so this is where the significant savings came from, correct?
Yes.
So
correct.
You want to know. Okay, and you keep saying in an expensive city, and the way you're saying Bend, Oregon, you don't sound pleased about being there. Do you like it?
No, we do love it. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. We're just surprised, I think, by the housing market and, of course, kind of in shell shock from COVID.
Right. No, I can understand. COVID has brought many headaches and heartaches in that process. But here's the thing. I don't want you all to relent and just buy just because of that market. I think you all have shown, being able to live overseas and live and thrive for 15 years, you all have the ability to make decisions. You are masters of your domain to be able to make a decision about where it is you want to be. And if that's too expensive, do you look for jobs elsewhere in a cheaper market, right? And I don't want you to sound like you're having to just give in and do this. I want you all to be active participants in your future. So is this where we want to be? Is this where we want to buy? Because when you buy the house in Bend, Oregon, Lindsay, you also get to sell it eventually. And it's really important to be aware.
Yeah, I agree. And to answer your question, should you still buy? I think you got to sit down and do the math. If you put down $300,000, let's say on a $700,000 house, you're going to be financing a $400,000 home. With your net pay income, you're going to be right there around the mortgage payment of 25% of your take-home pay. So I think you and your husband need to sit down and say, all right, one, do we really want to be here? Do we really want to settle down here for the next 5 years? Two, are we okay with just doing something right around $700,000? If you go to $800,000 with a $300,000 down payment, you are stretching it a little bit. But can you afford a $700,000 house? You can.
Yeah. I mean, and again, looking to go outside the areas, making a little bit of a drive is always going to be cheaper. And so you just make decisions for yourself. And I think sitting down, running the numbers, obviously you can buy it. When you get ready to do a mortgage, though, Lindsay, I want you to listen to me. Lean in here. Lean in. Put your ear up by the radio. All right, listen to me. You're only going to do a 15-year fixed rate mortgage.
Yep.
Point blank. The bank, especially out west, they do 40 and 50-year mortgages now. Okay, those are out there. Don't fall for that stuff. Okay, you're going to go a 15-year fix. As a matter of fact, I want you to get you and your husband to pinky promise. You're only going to do a 15-year fix. That's the law. The bank, don't even let them show you a payment on 30 or 40 or anything else. 15-year fix, that's how you do it when you get ready to buy. You need to look and see, can we see ourselves living in this house for 3 to 5 years? If you can't, then don't do it. And it's okay for you all to continue to sit on money. I'm proud of you for saving up money the way that you have.
Yes.
You all have been incredibly intentional throughout this whole process and continue to do it that way. Communicating together, working together as a team. It's important.
It's so good. You know, Hogan, when I bought my first home, I moved out to the country. And while I can afford it, I would definitely say if I had to go back, I wouldn't do it again. Mm-hmm. Because I had a long drive. I was out there by myself, and it just wasn't
right. Right.
So I think when you're looking for a home, don't just do it just to save money, but find a place where, you can get a good price, but then you also can say, I like pulling into this place.
Yes.
And that's so important.
It is important, man. And you want to understand, what's my commute?
Yes.
Where am I? Am I around things I want to be around? And again, you make a sacrifice, but I'm with you. And we all live and learn. The first one I bought, this house was just too big.
Yeah.
Right? And it wasn't necessarily in an area I wanted to be in.
Yeah.
So you just live and learn. And I think here's what I would tell people. If you're going house shopping, get a real estate agent that you trust, and only go look at properties in your price range.
So good.
No, I'm serious. Don't let that realtor tell you, oh, this one's $60,000 out of your range, but we can talk them down. No, you won't. And you're going to walk in there and feel like Cinderella because you found this house that you love. You're going to fall in love with it, and you're going to jack up your budget. I'm telling you, don't even go look. I told my real estate agent, you pull up to a house that I'm not in my price range, I'm going to fire you on the spot. And she knew I was serious because I'd already done that stupid one time before. Don't look at me like that, AO. I'll put you in a headlock. I'm riled up right now.
I ain't worried about you.
All right, y'all, listen, this is the Dave Ramsey Show. We will be right back. Welcome back to the show. I am Chris Hogan, and co-hosting along with me is Anthony O'Neill. We've had a blast talking with you. Today's scripture comes from Acts 20:35. In all things I have shown you that by working hard in this way, we must help the weak and remember the words of the Lord Jesus, how he himself said, it is more blessed to give than to receive. Today's quote, great things are done by a series of small things brought together, by Vincent van Gogh. That's so good. We got an opportunity, people. We can make a decision about our future, and we get a chance to choose and do all in the same moment. We don't need a permission slip. We don't need anybody to sign it to give us permission to have our dreams or to give the effort to chase them down. And I want to encourage you to make sure that you are chasing something down, something that's worthwhile for you as well as your financial future. All right, we're going to get back to the phones. We got Thomas on the line. Thomas, how can I help you?
Hi, thanks for taking my call. Just a quick question that I had for you. Currently, we are renting a basement apartment from a family friend, and they today have just told us that they are planning on selling the house and moving out. Our contract is due to expire about in July, and they're planning on moving out in June. So my wife and I today, we've been looking at some apartments, and we saw that we would end up be paying around $400 to $500 more at any other apartments.
Okay.
So we'd be paying around $1,200. And I've looked up some of the houses, and I don't know if we try to stretch ourselves to buy a house. I just don't like the concept and the idea of paying rent and having it go nowhere.
I understand. No, I understand. Now, Thomas, how much are you paying for this basement apartment right now?
So because it's a family friend, they're only charging us $850.
Okay. And you know if you were out somewhere else, it would be closer probably to $1,200?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. So let's be honest. First and foremost, you got the shock of paying an additional $400, correct?
Correct.
Okay, let's just be real. I hear you. And you're saying, okay, if we got to get out, what do we do? Do we keep renting or do we buy? All right. Are you familiar with the baby steps?
I am. Currently, we're on baby step 3.
Okay, good. So you're working to get your emergency fund in place?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, me and my wife both are working.
All right, good. So how much income do you all make a year?
So we combined make about $35,000 a year.
Both of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are y'all doing?
My wife's in school. My wife's in school, and so she only works minimal hours.
Okay.
And then I'm pretty young. I'm only 20 years old, and I just work I'm a supervisor at a call center.
Thomas, and I don't mean to cut off Hogan, but you said it earlier, and I think you already know the answer. You said, should we stretch ourselves? Mm-hmm. And this is an easy conversation. No. You shouldn't stretch yourself at all. If you're saying, hey, should we stretch ourselves because we want to pay, if we're going to pay this amount of money we want to own, no, you are not ready to purchase a home, young man. Okay. And I just want to be real with you. Go rent something or, go rent. Okay. You're not ready to purchase a home. And I just want to say that I was screaming inside of me like, no. But, I know Hogan will walk you through some other stuff, but I just want to tell you, no, bro. And you need to rock with me on my show because I help you get into your home real quick in about a year, 2 years.
Yeah, I want you to stretch yourself. I want you to stretch your effort. I want you to stretch your dreams, and I want you to stretch your reality. But no, I don't want you to stretch yourself financially.
There you go.
I agree 100% with Anthony. You guys are not in a position yet. You got to get this emergency fund in place. 2020 taught us. 2020 taught us the emergency fund is necessary.
Yeah.
And so now what you want to do is get that in place, then start saving. But it does stink that you guys had a situation and now it's adjusting on you, and your budget's going to have to change because you're paying $400 more.
Right.
I get that. But I'm with you, Anthony. You're going to keep renting. And as a matter of fact, I'm probably going to move out into an area if I can get cheaper rent and make a little bit more of a drive. You got to do that kind of little calculation. But no, not just because I tell people all the time, I don't care how low mortgage rates are.
Right.
If you're not ready, you're not ready.
No, you're not. And I tell this to all young people, especially millennials. There's this huge wave of two things. They either want to get a house or go buy a duplex and rent out the other side. Like, no, listen, do the priorities, okay? The baby steps work for a reason, okay? Do not look at just what you're paying out monthly. Look at everything you have to pay for. Your down payment, your monthly payment, your water bill will go up. Your electricity bill is going to go up. Now you're held liable. You got to be responsible for everything that goes wrong in the house.
That's right.
So it's not just your mortgage payment, young people. Hear me clearly. Now I'm frustrated. So Hogan, you got to sit here and calm down for a little bit because I'm upset.
I'm the calm one in this situation.
Young people are so frustrated to me right now because it's like, hey, I want to get a house. I want to get a mortgage. I want to have passive income. No, what you need to do is get a foundation. And then when you get a foundation, then let's talk about how do we build on top of that foundation. And the foundation, the first 3 baby steps, get $1,000, pay off all your consumer debt, get an emergency fund, then 3B, get a down payment so you can get into a house. Don't call into this show again asking, can we break some rules? Because it's going to be a simple answer. No.
All right. See this? Okay. AO needs a nap. Okay, he needs a nap. He's getting feisty. He's getting a little feisty, and that's fine. It's fine, man. I got you. See, it's good that I'm the calm one. Everybody thinks that I'm the feisty one.
You was not calm earlier.
No, but seriously, you don't want to let the situation out there determine your reality, and it's a matter of just being real. And I think it's great to have dreams. I think it's great to have goals, but what you don't want to do, trust me, I've done this stupid, where you outreach your situation just because you want it really bad, where you stretch yourself a little bit too far financially just because you just had to have it, and it's not worth it. Again, take a deep breath, be clear, and people stop doing ish. Don't do the Ramsey Plus-ish. Do it, okay? Dig into it. Follow these baby steps. It's going to change your world. When we try to do 8 things at a time, we're ineffective in 7 of them. When we focus on 1 thing at a time, we can make some changes happen. And I'm going to tell you something. You start believing and seeing results, things change. And so we can help you get there. So get plugged in and know exactly what's going on. All right, let's try to take another call. I've got Kimberly on the line. All right, Kimberly, quickly, let us know your question.
Hi, my question is, I am currently disabled. I get Social Security, a set income. I have a student loan that's about $12,000. It's on deferment right now. I applied for loan forgiveness, but I don't know. I haven't got a final answer if that's the best route or if I should just pay the minimum.
Well, I mean, first of all, if you applied for it, I want you to follow up, right?
Correct.
So we're not going to speculate on what's the best route. You getting the information is going to help you. So I want you, your job is to follow up. You're calling and calling until you get an answer. AO, you're the student loan expert. Talk to her.
Yeah, Kimberly, here's the thing. I agree with Hogan. Follow up with it. I mean, right now with Congress and the new system that we have in place, I honestly don't know what this student loan forgiveness thing is going to look like. But until you get a response, I do want you to be making as many minimum payments, or not minimum, but I do want you to be throwing something after it as much as possible. Now, you say you're on disability. How much disability are you getting right now?
So every month I get $621. It just went up for California to $629, so a few dollars. So
how are you covering your
$629 a month?
And real quick, how are you covering your 4 walls, like your housing and your utilities stuff? Is that taken care of?
My husband works full time. Okay,
sounds good. So then, yes, I want you to take that money, start attacking your student loans, and then keep following up to see what's going to happen with your student loan forgiveness. And in the meantime, attack that. And what I'm going to do is stay on the line. I'm going to have Kelly send you a copy of my book, Destroy Your Student Loan book. It's only 80 pages long. It'll take you maybe an hour to read it. It'll take you 20 minutes to listen to me via audio. But we're going to get that book to you, all right?
Fantastic. Thank you all. All right, listen, we want to thank all the callers for taking the time to call in. I want to thank producer James Child and associate producer Kelly Daniel. And also thank you, everyone. And AO, great job today, buddy.
Hey, thank you, Hogan.
Appreciate you all. Listen, until next time, stay safe and stay focused. You can do this.